Hey, just a quick one today. We're just going to be switching the newly turboed E46 over to ethanol today, or E85 specifically, not pure ethanol. Using this pump and E85. Ooh, smell that. That smell mixed with burning rubber. So this DeatschWerks fuel pump, 340 litres per hour, which should be, well, will be more than enough, and it's E85 safe. First thing, I've got to get all the fuel out of here, which there is a lot, unfortunately. But I do have an idea that should make it easier to get fuel out, or pretty easy. But before I start, I'll just show you some other changes I've made. It's got a nice little short ram filter on it now. It fits nicely in there. I could probably even cut out the headlight one day if I want to. And we got some heat shielding down there and turbo blanket. Now, because it's got the internal wastegate, I've just notched a little section out of the turbo blanket so the arm block thing there fits through, and then I've just stapled it together so all the fiberglass doesn't fall out. It seems pretty good. I've also trimmed this down now so it sits a bit more flush with the bonnet. But if you want to know any more, ask me in the comments. We'll get back to the matter at hand today, and that's doing the fuel. If you're not already aware, fuel pump is under this panel, under the seat. 4 bolts. Voila. Slide that clip back. Yeah, come on. Now I'll just wind it over and get all the fuel pressure out. Should be enough for that. Get this little spring clamp off. There we go, no fuel pressure, happy days. So we could siphon out the old fuel, but I have a better idea. All right, so just run a hose from the outlet all the way into the tank. So I got the laptop connected to the car with Tuner Studio. Then all we have to do is go to CAN bus test modes, inject the spark, enable test mode, fuel pump on. There you go, look at that. Doing all the work for us. So that took about 3 minutes to fill 10 litres. And I think if I calculated right, it was about 198 litres per hour. To say the factory pump does about 200 litres an hour. Let me know if anyone knows the exact amount, or if you know how close I am. That's just what I vaguely guessed, just on how long it took to pump all that out with the factory pump. All right, so let's get that old pump out and get the new one in. So I've hit all this with a little bit of WD-40 because they can get a bit sticky. Hopefully it'll play the game and just loosen. Go, son. I've actually set up a nice workplace for once. A little gauze there so it doesn't pick up any crap. Oh yeah, clamps too, happy days. Oh, we might have to do some wiring, that's all right. Little slap sticker, assembly lube or something, and a couple of clamps, awesome. Then the big daddy, yeah. Let me know what we're dealing with here. Get the other one and swap it out. Right, it's good to have a clean surface to work on with these because there's a lot of little bits that can go missing and you don't want that to happen. There's our level sensor. This little clamp off. Got new ones, so it shouldn't matter too much. That I had to cut off because it's like a shrink fit basically. With the DeatschWerks instructions, I've got to cut something out of this holder, but I'm not sure what yet. There we go. 1, 2, 3 clips. I think maybe that's the bit I got to take out. We have a size difference, and that one does about 1/3 more flow. Now the installation instructions are really, from DeatschWerks themselves, are really vague. I know this doesn't fit and you've got to cut that down so you can get a clamp to hold it in, but it says to cut a 1/8 chunk out of it, but on the picture it's not that clear, so I'm just going to have to wing it and do what I think is the right way to do it. Didn't really know what they meant, but I just cut a slot up both sides. The clamp can hold it in and I can still adjust it up and down. As long as it is in there and doesn't move and it touches the bottom, that's the main thing in my opinion. So I had to connect the new plug to the original wiring, red to red, brown to black. I also had to apply a little bit of heat to the delivery hose just to soften it up a little bit to get it over the pipe. All right, next day now. Obviously I ran out of sunlight yesterday. I'll fill her up with this stuff and see what happens. So I got my E85 from United Fuels at East Brisbane, which is the closest one to me. But I know that ethanol percentage can vary from fuel station to fuel station. We do have pretty hot weather here in Queensland, so there's no real reason for them to put a higher petrol content in it. So based on that, I want to see how much ethanol is actually in this fuel that I bought. Not that it matters really. I'm still going to use it, obviously. Unless it's like 40%, then I'll have to grow my own potatoes or corn or something and make my own. So I picked up one of these little test tubes, just mix water and the E85 and it shows you. So sounds simple enough. Let's go. Got my E85 and a funnel. It says fill up to this line with water, which I've done already. Fill to the top with E85 there. Let's see if we can't make a huge mess. All right, there we go. We got E85 filled up to the top line, and then I think it says to shake it. Put it in this bad boy and let it sit. There you go, see what happens. All right, while we wait for that to settle, we'll come back to the laptop. And then all we should have to do now is go to basic load settings, engine, required fuel, and change this from 14.7 to 9.8 should be fine. Burn and fire it up. Yeah! All right, so let the E85 in the tester settle. I've done it twice because I wasn't sure if I did it right the first time. But check this out. It's like 95% almost from United Fuels, East Brisbane. And I've done that test twice because first time I wasn't sure if I did it right, but I did it again. Had everything on the exact line and it seems to be 95%. So that's kind of good or bad, depending on what your tuning is, I guess. Kind of makes sense that they're not going to have a higher petrol content because we don't really need a winter blend here in Queensland. It's pretty bloody hot. All right, now we're running on E85, which is good. Obviously it needs a bit more tuning now, but it runs. But next month, hopefully we'll be taking this thing drifting and we'll see what happens.